Did you do the whole forest or just the front half?
What do you mean? Oh, no, I go do it all because...
Both foxholes?
What?
Yay Networks.
Hey guys, episode 28 here. Today has been one of those days where I've just been running around errands. I have a story for you all. I went and I color my own eyebrows. I know how to do it. I've been doing it myself and I've like perfected it and I'm actually really good at it. Well, today I went to this place and I got my eyebrows trimmed because that I don't know how to do and I didn't want to mess my eyebrows up. And while I was there, the lady's like, I have time. Do you want me to tint them? And I was like, well, normally I tint my eyebrows myself. And I was like, but you know what? Since I'm here, why don't we do it? And she tinted my eyebrows black, not dark brown like I'm used to having. So I have my hat on low today if I look weird because I feel like I look like the villain. What is it Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty? The evil queen? Isn't that what Maleficent is based off of by the evil lady on Sleeping Beauty?
I don't know. Is it?
I think it is. I could be wrong, but I feel like I look like that evil lady on Sleeping Beauty.
Your hat's so low. But don't they, I don't know like the deal with eyebrows, but don't they say you got to give it like a day to lighten up or something?
Well, I mean, today I just had it done, so they're extra dark.
It's like you can't, why don't you show? Because it's like goes around like your eye.
Well, it's the paint. It's probably like the paint that's
so after you shower, maybe you take a bath.
No, I came straight home and I was like scrubbing my eyebrows and I was like, dang. We're going to be exfoliating my face a lot, trying to get rid of some
They're not
of this
that
stuff.
bad. They're not that bad.
I have to wear makeup. If I don't, I look like a werewolf.
Werewolf?
Yeah.
Wolf. Yeah.
And you have a funny story, too.
Did I tell that story or
I don't think you did. I mean,
I've told in the past.
Told it like when you've had a few drinks, but it's really funny just because I know your Chicago friends and just because you have good eyebrows. You have thick eyebrows.
Yeah.
And the thought of your eyebrows being perfect. And
for people who aren't watching on YouTube, you just listen to podcasts. Her eyebrows aren't that bad. They're a little dark.
I showed my next door neighbor and she was like,
she's wearing a hat, so you can't really see anyway. So you're not really missing too much if you're just listening. But anyways, yes, my story. Thanks for letting me get in on the podcast here. You just went off and did your own thing here.
I did. I started it.
I like it. I kind of like it. Take the bull by the horns. So my story, when was that? That was a long time ago.
I didn't even know you.
Yeah, this is like, man, everything's like 20 years ago now. But anyways, it was like the days where people, again, I don't know who's listening. In Chicago, some guys like Italian neighborhoods, they used to get their eyebrows like threaded, right? So it kind of gave like that arch.
But you can do the thread because you have thick eyebrows. Like me, I couldn't do that because mine are so thin.
Right. So... Man, so this was a long time ago. So next to my buddy's restaurant at the time, I actually think he bought that, known as Sylvia's in the restaurant I talk about in Park Ridge all the time. Next door to them was this lady who threaded eyebrows. So we were going out that night and I can't even remember if I went out or not after I got them done. I think I stayed home. That's how bad it was. So I went next door and everyone's like, dude, you got to go get your eyebrows done. It'll look awesome. And I'm like, dude, it looks like it hurts. Like I never got my eyebrows done before, and people would always go over there like for a Friday or Saturday night before we go out. So I went over there and I don't know if it was a Friday or Saturday. I can't remember. And I got my eyebrows done. First off, that was maybe the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. I don't know how you do that. They hurt so bad. Like getting all and they just go zit, zit, zit.
Yeah,
zit.
with that thread, they're just like.
Oh my God, it hurts so bad. Not the worst pain in my life, but it really hurt bad. Like I was crying and then I had to get the other one done. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on up there? Because I couldn't even see. I'm like, just get it over with. So I wish I had a picture of it. I got done and I looked in the mirror and I had women's eyebrows. They were like a pencil thin eyebrow. My eyebrows are thick. And it was like a pencil thin, like arched eyebrow. I'm like, oh my God, I can't ever go out again. I didn't go out that night. Like everyone went out. I didn't go out. And then I had the Bears game on Sunday.
I know, it's so funny.
So then I had to go to the Bears game, and it wasn't cold out or anything. And I was wearing a winter hat all the way like up to my eyelids. Like again, if you're listening, it was up to my eyelids. And I was with my brother. Everyone's like, dude, what's up, man? It's boiling out here. Why are you wearing that winter hat? I'm like, I don't know. I just like it. It looks good with my jersey. And I didn't want to even tell them. And finally I started drinking some beers and stuff. I'm like, I got to tell you guys something. I like pulled my hat off and everyone's like, oh my God, dude, what'd you do to your eyebrows? And I had these arched women's eyebrows that I had to live with whatever till they grew back. How
long? That months.
Dude, it was super embarrassing. It was really bad.
Well, I never got them
arched again. That was like the zipper technique. That lady like killed me.
Yeah, that's probably why it hurt so bad, because she was probably pulling so much.
Dude, yeah, and I have thick eyebrows, and I wish I had a picture, because maybe my mind is thinking that, but they were bad. Whatever it was not great.
When I was super pregnant with Lawson, that's like, every woman knows this. When you're like 39, 38 weeks pregnant, your stomach's so big you can't even see your vagina anymore.
Oh.
And I did Brazilian waxing because I had to get...
Oh, I remember that, because for giving birth, right?
Yeah, because I had the C-section, and I was like, I don't even know what it looks like down there, because you can't see. Even, I don't care how hard you try to look, you got to get a mirror.
Yeah.
Because your belly's so big and tight.
Like you're, like those mirrors you're checking for a bomb under the car. You need one of those.
You guys, I'm sorry. I still have like a cough from being sick, and when I laugh, I cough. So I apologize if you hear me coughing. So try not to make me laugh today. But yeah, so anyways, I had it done, and I was expecting, like what you were saying, the worst pain. And it was crazy. She told me I had to put a washcloth in between my leg and hold it. It was like a washcloth hand towel type. And she goes, this is how we do it in Europe. And she goes, pull it up really tight. And like she did one lip, of your vagina, because you could feel the wax. And then she goes, hold that towel up. And it's like up your butt and in your vagina. And she goes, all right. And then she goes, pull on it. And I would pull. And then she would pull this thing, and it didn't hurt.
Well, they put like the glue and then the tape.
Not the glue, the wax. They put the wax on your vagina, not all over at one time. She does section by section. But anyways, she did that, but I had to put a towel in between my leg, hold the towel up, and whenever she would pull, she goes, you pull up. And it didn't hurt. And I was like, that works. And I was like, that, because for some reason, like everything was extra sensitive. If I got a pedicures felt amazing on my feet. I don't know. Maybe it's because at that time I was working 60-hour weeks while I was pregnant with Lawson. Remember that at the salon? Yeah. And my feet were sausages, and it felt so good if somebody like rubbed on my feet. But anyways, that was like the first time a Brazilian, it didn't hurt. But I would go to the same woman. So I was never embarrassed. I would never do a Brazilian now. I got like laser hair removal for like my bikini line. And
when you gave birth, did you do the whole forest or just the front half?
What do you mean? Oh, no, I go do it all, because...
Both foxholes?
What?
Like, did you get everything cleaned out? Like, what happened down there?
A full Brazilian.
What's a Brazilian? Does that get your butthole too? That's what I'm trying to ask. Because everything. I keep saying butthole every episode. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, she cleans everything.
All of it?
Everything, because I don't know how I'm going to feel because I'm getting a C-section. So clean me up. And she just cleaned me up. But I knew.
But if you were getting a C-section, they don't even see there. Jeff,
when I got the C-section, I had to put my leg like a butterfly, and then they stuck the catheter inside me in that you're like pee hole. And then everybody's like,
did you get that done with
Hi, I'm Amanda. Too? Nice to meet you. And like, I'm in a butterfly position, vagina's out there. And then that people are like, hi, I'm George. I'm so-and-so. And you're like, oh, hi. I was so embarrassed.
That kind of makes you feel better, right? Because like if they were like whispering like, hey, You know what I mean? Like they see it every single day, so it's not a big deal.
I think I was more so like, I'm about to get cut open.
Yeah,
like,
that's weird.
Suck.
That's scary. Did you get that done with Leighton though too?
No, with Lawson, because it was my first, I made sure my nails were done. I made sure, remember we got pedicures before I gave birth to Lawson.
Leighton, you were just...
Leighton, I just didn't even care. I was like, whatever.
Oh.
I just like went by feel. I mean, I was busy with Lawson. Lawson was a toddler. You were never home at that time. You were always working. And I was just tired. And then, like I said...
Oh, and we were in Denver, too. You didn't have a...
I knew this lady. Yeah, I would go to her for Brazilians, and I wouldn't get embarrassed. And then in Denver, I didn't know anybody. And I was like, it's always super awkward at first, breaking that ice, being like, all right, we're about to, I don't know. I just get embarrassed. Other people might.
Well, you know what? I never thought about it really until you said that. But I guess people do like shave their legs like women before they go and give birth, right?
For sure. You do all of that. And then, like
Should
I was
guys
saying.
have the same etiquette? Like if I go get something done?
What do you mean? Wax down there?
No, not wax.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
I got laser hair removal. Same thing. The girl that I would see for laser treatments, I got super comfortable with it. Remember Anara?
Oh, yeah.
That's who I always would see. And I'm like, all right. She'd be like, girl, just take it off. And then she would just do whatever she needed to do. And the crazy thing is when I was like about to start my period or off my period, it was extra, my skin, if I get lasers, is so sensitive. And they say that because something, I don't know, with your period. You're like extra sensitive to lasers.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good. A laser hurts right down there.
I would imagine. I'd imagine.
Yeah. But it's nice not having to shave like your bikini line. Because in the summertime, it's like you think you got it. And then you go out in the sun and you're at the pool and you're like, damn, I missed a little patch like over here on the side, you know?
Yeah.
Like shaving. Yeah. Isn't it wonderful to be a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I got the testosterone stuff and I have like extra hair.
Oh, you do? You notice it? Uh-huh. What's going on with your testosterone before we take a break real fast?
I don't know. I was supposed to go get my blood tested and I never went back because once the pellet's in, it's in.
Right.
There's nothing they can do about it. So it's like, there's no point. If my testosterone was too high, then it's too high. You know, if you're taking the pill, you know, you can adjust.
But that's what I mean. What if it dropped off?
I think it's already starting to fade off just because, like your sex drive at one point, like your sex drive goes up and now I'm just kind of like, again. And then, what else? I still do have energy though. I do. And then I was having horrible breakouts, but she said that would stop once you level out. So it's not as bad. Remember, before Big Brother, when I left for reindeer games, I was like, completely broken out. And then like when it's my period, when that time is coming around, I'll fully kind of break out like hormonal. All
right. Well, that was a weird first half, but let's take a little break and we're going to change some subjects. Here comes our ad for 20% off butthole bleaching.
Welcome back. Jeff, on this break, getting on my nerves. So on HBO Max, we watched this television show, not television show. It was like a documentary, a true story about, shut up.
Why don't you yell at everybody about it?
About these kids.
It's called Chowchilla on HBO. We watched it last night. It's this documentary, true story about these kids who were kidnapped on this school bus for about 36 hours.
Yes. They were on the school bus. These guys came with guns, separated them, put them in two vans, and put them under the ground. And should we say more?
I guess so. You have to explain. I mean, I don't know.
They were going to be hostages. No, a ransom. They were going to be a ransom.
Right.
So these three guys in their 20s, they were going to do a ransom, and they put nobody would have found them if it wasn't for this one kid, this 14-year-old kid who was brave enough, who, you got to watch it. They stacked these mattresses up and he climbed up in this other little hole where they had like the door closed and sand on top of it. He somehow like got the sand to come through, broke through, saved all the kids. It's such a good documentary. But what's crazy is the after, the people who are, they're adults now, and they're like so mentally messed up. A lot of them turned to alcohol or drugs because of the trauma that happened to them.
Right.
Which is so sad.
And that's kind of jumping off point. We don't, spoiler alert, like that's kind of the whole story. But if you look it up, I've never heard of that story.
I've never heard of it either, and that's why I was like so into it.
And if you watch it, it doesn't like give anything away. You're kind of watching in real time almost because they reenact it. And you're like, oh my God, how do they get out of there? Or who did this? Or why did they do that? And then the court system gets involved because all those, well, here's a spoiler alert. Those guys were sentenced to life in prison, and they're all out now. All three of those guys. Obviously, they're old now.
The mastermind of it just got out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In 2022, I believe.
We ruined that for everybody. But watch it again. It's, it's a documentary. It's a true story. But I think the jumping off point here is like how one event that lasted 36 hours could change the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. Depending on how you look at it, how you think about it. That scares me as a parent.
Well, yeah. And then while we're watching it, the whole time I kept telling Jeff, I was like, is this going to end up turning into like a sex trafficking thing? Because that's the way it looks. It
did look like that. And that's a whole nother story. Like, how often does that happen that people aren't talking about?
Well, I told Jeff, I said, I wonder how many, like, we don't even know how many bodies are I don't know. I go off on little things like, I go, there's probably bodies everywhere that people don't even know.
And think about like the 70s.
Yes. Like the mob, people who disappeared.
The mob too. Didn't they just find who's that one killer? Man, I'm going to screw this up now. But wasn't there like a New Jersey guy? They found all those bodies on the beaches with all those women.
Oh, yes.
Is that New Jersey or the East Coast somewhere?
Yes, I forgot. What did they call him?
Yeah, that was just recent in the news, right? A couple,
yes, what
6 months to a year ago.
Oh, this is going to aggravate me. Yes, and
but because of DNA,
he had a normal job.
Yeah,
and they said he was smart but quiet and weird. He had kids and a family, and he was killing these women. They were prostitutes, so am I right?
Yeah.
And then, but that's how he would kill them.
Imagine how many stories from the 70s are unsolved,
So many. Or I know this sounds crazy, but what if there is stuff built underground? Like, what if there are people underground right now as we speak? And no one even knows. There's some sickos out there. I get really into these true crime documentaries, things like what we just watched.
Why are people so into that? I don't like that people are so into, and I'm one of them. I watched it too, and I'm fascinated by it because I'm fascinated by, I don't like how people would do that, or I don't know, maybe the psychology behind it I'm fascinated with, but I don't like how it's becoming such a huge part of our culture. Like it seems like if you're the worst at something, you're almost famous. Like Jeffrey Dahmer, when you start eating people and you're so despicable that you get a movie made about you and a guy wins an Oscar or whatever, an award for playing your despicable self.
Yeah.
It's like, and it kind of gives like these copycat killers or people motivation to be like, well, I'm not just going to do this. I'm going to do it 10 times worse so people remember me. That's where I don't like the incentive of us kind of portraying it so much. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I don't know how accurate this is, but have you seen the list of all the, serial killers of 70s, 80s, 90s, and it tells their sign, and they're all either a Gemini, a Sagittarius, or one other one. They're all three, all of them. I don't know how accurate it is. I saw it the other day, and I was like, what? That is wild.
I'm a Gemini.
Ooh.
What's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, you're
I'm
good.
Feisty and moody. Scorpio's moody.
I don't know if I buy all that stuff. Mine, Gemini, you're two people. Who isn't?
My best friend from home is really into astrology and all of that. And I don't know, a lot of the stuff, she'd be like, oh, you're friends with this person. And the reason why you and I are friends is because we get along because of, she goes by like our birthdays and when the moon aligns. And I don't know, I don't understand astrology, all of that. I want to, because I think it's very fascinating. But yeah, they can say a lot about you.
I know, but I think you could make sense of any of that. You know, like when you do those like palm reading stuff, they're like, did you have a dog or something that died?
Palm readings.
And it's like, I don't know. I feel like you could relate to anybody. And like I said, a Gemini, you're not happy sometimes and you're not sad sometimes. That could relate to anybody.
Do you believe in psychics?
Not really.
I'm not really into psychics.
I like to hear positive affirmation.
Is a psychic and a medium the same thing?
No, mediums talk to dead people, right? To people that are dead, and psychics predict the future.
Is that true?
I think so.
Psychics predict. Oh, I don't know. See, I don't believe in that. But astrology, I do. Is that weird?
No, I mean, listen, like I said, I like looking at the newspaper or whatever, or reading your horoscope, and it's good. Like, hey, good things coming. Business plan is in the works. You're like, oh yeah, I'm kind of thinking smart in a small business. I like hearing that, you know what I mean? But I don't know how much weight I put into it.
Jeff and I did this .com show. It was called Jeff and Jordan Do America. And I think we were in New Mexico. I might be wrong. But we went and did a reading with a psychic. And it was like so Mickey Mouse.
Wait, did I go? Or was that when I hurt my arm and you went by yourself?
No, you were with me. And because I remember we walk in and it's nothing but fairies.
Oh,
fairies were everywhere.
I do remember that.
And the girl, the stuff she was telling us, it was just like, yes, you guys are going to be together for a long time. Like, it was super Mickey Mouse.
She was right.
But you can...
That's what I'm saying. I know you have to go in there with an open, you know what I mean? Like, you have to go in there with an open mind, I guess.
But I do think people...
But a lot of people put a lot of weight on that, you know?
I know someone who doesn't really have much closure from someone passing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think sometimes other people, it almost feels like they need closure just hearing someone else, a medium or a psychic, just telling them like, yes, your mom is still around, or it just gives you some closure. I have not lost my parents, so I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah, maybe it is some sort of...
Maybe one day I might change my mind and when that does happen to my parents, and because I don't know what it feels like. Right. And I don't know what it feels like searching for answers and things like that.
Yeah, I think that's that's true. I'd like to hear that too.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. This is getting boring.
Okay, welcome back. Sorry, our kids are distracting us today. They're back in school, thank God. They had like 2.5 weeks off of school. Leighton had an ear infection, so he was off for like 3 weeks. And then they're going to be off again. They're off Monday for Martin Luther King.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's another 4-day week.
That was a long break. It felt like a really long break.
I think Christmas it was a long break for everyone.
Yeah, it felt like a really long, like the kids, I don't know, maybe we're kind of getting into, this isn't even a dog days of winter yet, but it's like, you know.
It gets really, when it gets dark at 4:45, 5 o'clock, and it's cold, and lately it's been at nighttime in the negative single digits. Ooh, it's just like you want to be in your bed.
That's what it is. The days are so short that you shut everything off. As soon as it gets dark, you shut off like all the lights, and it's like 5:30. And you shut the lights off, and you're like, everybody upstairs.
No, during the school week, I have a system that works with the kids, and it's they eat. If Lawson has his spelling words, we go over his spelling words. They go upstairs, they shower. I fold laundry while they're showering, and then normally you're down here working out, and then by all of that, they're done. And then I'm like, all right, 8:30, you are in the bed. It works. And if they don't have a schedule, they're all over the place.
I guess so. But even like if I'm eating in there, you just start shutting things off.
Well, I think it's ridiculous that you keep a light on. I come home today after you left for work and the lights are on. You left the shower light on. You left the closet light on. The light in the kitchen was on. That's a waste of money. Turn the light off.
You're telling me I walk around this house and shut lights off?
You just told me I keep the lights off.
Now when I'm eating dinner in the living room, you just shut the light off. I'm like, what's going on? I'm eating.
No, normally while you're eating, I go upstairs.
What are you talking about? The closet? In the bathroom? Upstairs?
Yes. Today when I walked in upstairs, I was like, I just started laughing. I almost took a picture. I was like, the bathroom, the shower light is on, the closet light is on. And I go, and why are the kitchen lights on? You're always talking about saving money. I go, why are these lights on? You don't turn them off. And then a lot of times in his office, he has a bathroom and you leave that light on too.
No, I don't. The kids are in there. The kids.
Well, it's on. And so I think when I'm gone, that when you leave behind me, you're going to shut everything off. And you don't.
All right. Are we airing our grievances?
No. I'm just saying it's just a waste of electricity.
Usually I'm the one, I thought, going around shutting the lights off. But I'll work on it. You know what I don't like?
God.
No, you put it I don't know what your deal is with putting towels like over the stove.
So
I can't stand it. Every time I open the dishwasher, it falls off. And I have to put it back on there. I'm like, what is this doing here? It serves no purpose at all.
Yes, it does, because if I wash my hands in the sink, I go over there where the dishwasher is and I got that towel and I dry my hands.
The drawer with all the towels is right to the right there. It's even closer. And then
put it back and it's wet?
No.
Yes, it's wet. It's wet because your hands were wet, and then you shut it, and then it's dark in there, and you talk about mold and things stinking. If it's hanging on the dishwasher, then it's drying. It's drying. Even if it's wet, it's drying. It's just
How wet are your hands after you wash them? You go all the way in? Like, how wet can it get?
I wash my hands good, like this. How do you wash your hands?
Enough that it's not sopping wet that I could put it back in the drawer.
Well, I don't do that. That towel is out, and the ones folded up are the clean ones, and those are the ones that I use whenever that towel's dirty.
Oh my God.
But I have noticed you throwing them up, and I get so mad.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing it on purpose. I see it in the hallway, and I'm like, why the hell is that in the hallway? And then I pick it up and I throw it on the side. And then he has something to say about it because he goes in the laundry room. Towels, you can't leave towels in there while they're wet and bunched up like that.
Because we've talked about this. I have a problem with it. We opened our podcast with this. I can't even use towels after you wash them if they've been sitting wet too long because I could smell the mildew. And I know you do it on purpose.
And a lot of times it is on purpose.
I know. We've gotten to that point already. But now we're going in a circle. But anyways, I just wanted you to know I'm not happy about the towels on the dishwasher.
Well, they're staying there because it's how I dry my hands.
All right, well, come over. Our house looks super classy with dish towels all over.
What about you with your plants?
Plants are nice.
I'm like, what in the world?
Give like oxygen.
I love plants, but right now.
Yeah. It's wintertime, and I like it.
It doesn't
I got one for the new year. And then when the summer comes,
then he bought 2 pots, and they don't even match.
They didn't have any more blue ones.
Yeah, it doesn't even match.
But it's the exact same pot. It's just a white and blue.
Just face it. If it's what you like, then it stays. If I had 2 different colored pots.
Who would you rather live with? Someone who puts plants around the kitchen area and your dining room to make it look nice? Or do you want to put dirty hand towels all around your house?
We have 2 ovens in our kitchen. And
how many of them do you use?
One when I cook the kids' food all the time, but the one oven doesn't even get touched but once a year for Thanksgiving. And that's the only time. And then that one has a towel on it too.
You're gripey.
Me?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. What are you gripey about?
You're the one griping to me about my towels.
I'm just half joking. You're getting pissed off about my plant.
Yeah, your plant made me mad, just like the towels make you mad.
Well, you know what? I bought stands for the plants too, so now they're elevated and more in everyone's eyesight.
Now,
And
I
might
like
get another
them in
one.
the
I might get
spring.
another
I
one.
like them in the spring when they're on our back deck. It looks really nice, but in the kitchen,
Yeah, they're nice, like palm tree looking plants.
with 2 different pots.
What do you want me to do? They didn't have a matching pot. You want to keep going in circles with this?
All right. On that note, we're out of here.
Wow.
What?
I'm gonna have to duke it out after this.
With my thick eyebrow?
Yeah.
With my evil eyebrow?
You know what the problem is? Maybe I just thought you were mad the whole time because your eyebrows are so dark and aggressive. You're never gonna get this joke. Do you ever see Seinfeld with Uncle Leo? They paint on his eyebrows. He goes to the doctor. People out there are gonna laugh because they're gonna get it. Some people. And whatever. This guy goes to the doctor and his like a package blew up off his eyebrows. So they painted on eyebrows like this, like black ones, but he looks like real aggressive, like Smithers, from the Smurfs. And the doctor comes in and he's
from
like,
the Smurfs.
remember,
I know. Yeah.
like Gargamel?
Yes.
Smithers, did I say? Smithers is Simpsons. Gargamel. Like
Yes.
they painted like Gargamel eyebrows on him. And then the doctor comes in, he's like, Leo, why are you being so aggressive? And he's like, what? And he's like, I don't like your demeanor. And he starts writing in his chart. And he's like, what demeanor? But his eyebrows look all pissed. That's what's happening right
me.
now.
Yeah, that's me.
You Gargameled me.
I'm Lady Gargamel.
You need to clean those up because we're going to get in a fight just because of your eyebrows.
I told you not to make me laugh because I can't.
All right. Well, at least we got to the bottom of that before we ended the episode. I didn't know what was wrong. You were looking at me like, you want me to sleep somewhere else tonight?
You do. We sleep in separate rooms. What are you talking about? You're losing.
I can't win. I can't win today.
Okay. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for listening. Thank you for liking, tagging, subscribing, downloading, all that good stuff. And, by the way, we hit 30,000 followers.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much. That means really does to climb, to keep climbing. Like as we started this podcast, I really thought in the beginning it was kind of going to be a hobby and something. And now, that we're growing and, other people are working with us. I don't know. There's other people involved now. It's more of a...
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you so much for everybody too who comment and writes me on Instagram and all that stuff. So we really do appreciate it because we work hard on this, and so does Riley and Michaela, the producer and editor on the show. So, and Michaela, I'm sorry that you're going to have to cut up a bunch of this stuff. So y'all have a wonderful weekend. And Jeff, you want to leave with it?
No, if you are watching on YouTube, Jordan's not pissed. It's just her eyebrow. So we'll see you next week.
I'm Lady Gargamel. Bye.